Hello, fellow leggers. You're with the little leggers.
And the breaker leggers. Because we are in London's West End at the Adelphi Theatre.
To see the musical
Kinky Boots.
So stay tuned to find out how many legs.
Whether it's break a leg
Or leg it.
Yes, fellow leggers, it's lovely to have you back with us. If you're new to our Legger community, just hit the subscribe button below. Like and subscribe. An extra task for you. Like and subscribe.
Kinky Boots the musical. Music and lyrics by pop princess Cyndi Lauper, star of the 80s and 90s with hits such as Time After Time, True Colours and Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. Book by Harvey Fierstein, who also has books for musicals such as
Newsies.
Yes, and Cage Aux Folles, bit of a Broadway legend. Also, what do we know about the director, Lee?
Who is the director?
This is directed by Jerry Mitchell, who was also the director of my two favourite musicals, Hairspray and Legally Blonde. So that set up high expectations for this piece because the other two musicals were fabulous.
Fabulous.
Jerry Mitchell also choreographed this. Now, this previewed in Chicago in 2012 before opening on Broadway the following year. Did it win any awards on Broadway, Spence?
The Broadway production was nominated for 13 Tony Awards.
Wow, and it won 6 of them, including Best Musical and Best Score. The production transferred here to London at the Adelphi in August 2015 and was a critical and audience hit. Any awards here?
The London production won 3 Olivier Awards, including Best New Musical.
No stopping it with awards then. It's based on the 2005 film of the same name, which was inspired by true events. It's the story of Charlie Price, who inherits a shoe factory from his father and forms an unlikely friendship with drag queen Lola in order to save the business.
Okay, anything else we need to know about this?
Just the runtime, 2 hours and 25, including interval, which is where we will catch you again for our 30-second interval breakdown.
And stick around to the end to find out how many legs. We've come to the interval, which means it is time for the breaker leggers.
30-second interval breakdown.
Go! Okay, who's going first? Legger Lincoln? Oh, me, I'm going first. Yeah, it's moving quite nice. Nice big production number at the end of the first act. I feel as if it's building to something, but we haven't quite peaked yet. How about anybody else?
I thought it was good. I thought it's a real good feel show. There's some show-stopping numbers in the first act, so I've seen how that progresses. How are you thinking?
I liked it when young Charlie turned into the older Charlie.
Great.
Okay, how about you, Legger Lincoln? Last few seconds?
I wasn't sure if it at the start, but at the end it was really good.
We've come to the end of Kinky Boots here at the Adelphi Theatre. So, who wants to go first? What did we make of that? Legger.
I'll go first. Why
Go on
not?
then. What have you got?
So yeah, I thought it was a really good show. I mean, I think the most important thing about this show is it's a family show. It's not full of bad language. It has
couple of rude words here and there. I don't know if you guys picked them up.
I don't think anything worse than you'd see kind of 8 o'clock at night, really.
No.
And it's a family show with sort of quite a unique and important message about inclusivity, about acceptance, and about the ability to express yourself. You know, if you aren't harming anybody else, then what's the harm in being yourself? And I don't think we've seen that in this format probably since Billy Elliot. There's some harps towards Jamie.
Yeah, I think Jamie's
I think this feels
same message.
more like a natural progressor to Billy for me, in terms of that Michael story that's in Billy Elliot the musical.
Okay.
And that feels like a bit of a carry-on. I've seen the film. I don't remember the film hugely. I think it was okay from what I remember. But I do think that Cyndi's songs lift this, and there are a few real standout numbers that, you know, will enter the lexicon of cabaret and solo performers, you know, in years to come. What about you?
Yeah, funny you mentioned Jamie actually, because the audience was almost quite electric, almost like it was with Jamie. Like
with everybody's talking about
everybody's talking about Jamie. From the moment the character Lola came on, the audience when alive they screamed and shouted and whooped, and pretty much at the end of each climactical moment for Lola, the same applause was there. So I think it's really hitting the right audience in terms of that acceptance and standing up for being who you want to be, all that kind of stuff. The sentiment is, I thought, lifted better than Jamie's. Similar message to Jamie, but we're talking about this. So again, I've seen the film, didn't think much of the film. This did lift it, so it lifted the. But
did it lift it? Did it?
It's not that complicated either, though. It's very
No.
simple and straightforward. There's no twisting plot narratives. Almost a little bit predictable. I mean, it's based on a true story, so I guess you can't add. Can you add a bit
I
too
mean, for
much?
dramatic effect, you would hope so, and it's only inspired by a true story.
Inspired
so-
by a true story. So, very basic story, but that basic sentiment is good. How about anybody else?
Little Legger.
Little Leggers. Little
Go for it.
Legger.
What did you think?
If there's anything you want to say.
I thought that it was really good, and like I said before, I liked it when the young Charlie turned into the older Charlie.
That's a nice effect, wasn't it?
And how about you? What did you like about it?
I really enjoyed.
Some of the performances.
Yeah, I loved
Samson Wakayu.
Good luck with that. Samson Wakayu. Why did you?
as young Lola. I loved his energy.
Okay.
It was just really
He did have a really good energy at the very end as well, wasn't he? Very sharp on
Yeah.
all of his moves.
Yeah, very good stagecraft from such a young man. I think for me, Oliver Tompsett in the part of Charlie Price is, I mean, it's a great role, but it was fantastically acted and sung. You know, singing, you know, acting through song is a real talent, and I believed every single one of his moments. I believed every single one of his notes meant something, and I really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. I mean, he's been around for years.
I've known his name for forever. I don't actually think I've actually got to see him, and I thought he was good. And then come his number in the second act,
Soul
I
of
thought
a
he
Man.
was great.
Yeah.
And boy, did he smash that.
Blows the roof off.
Do you know what I
it.
mean? That was no. It was as if he's doing it for the first time and his life depended on it, and he sang the bejesus out of it.
I would also say Natalie McQueen in the role of Lauren was absolutely fantastic. Her comic timing is impeccable.
She has a really great comic number.
She
in
was
the first
hilarious.
Act,
Yes,
doesn't she?
The History of Wrong Guys is her number, and my God, is that a gift of a song? But you know, it was in the acting and it was in her choice moments and the timing of that which really brought it to life, and I loved that. It gets a reprise in the second act, and it was well worth waiting for.
Yep. Do you want to say anything? Any other performances?
I would say other performances. We had an understudy on for the role of Don tonight. The Don is the sort of ruse. He's the bad guy, sort of villain-esque role. We had Keith Hyam playing that part, and I thought he was great too.
Yeah, he suited it very well. Very well cast.
And we also had understudy Lola tonight. We had Momar Diagni. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Playing Lola. I mean, I thought that he was committed.
I could tell. There were some guys from. I could tell it's a swing. He's a swing understudy, which is possibly one of the hardest jobs in the West End.
What
to
a
know
hard track.
so many tracks of a show in the first place is really hard. So hats off there for completing that. It's a fantastic part.
Yeah.
It's almost a part to die for. Fantastic numbers, fantastic one-liners as well. A beautiful journey. So well done.
I'd also say I really enjoyed the set. I thought the set was great.
Set moved really well, lit really well. Costumes, we've got to talk about the costumes.
Yeah, let's talk about Greg Barnes' work on costume design.
What did you think of the costumes, Little Legger Lincoln?
good.
What
Good.
did you like about them?
I'll talk about the costumes then. They're very sparkly.
The difference in
Very
between them all, I
similar.
think, was the main thing for me.
Yeah.
They were all very
Theming.
unique. They had motifs. Theming was fantastic. I enjoyed a lot the look of some of the characters, especially the drag queen ones.
Yeah,
And
the drag queen theming was great.
yeah, David Rockwell scenic design and Keith Posner lighting design. Thought they worked well together. There are show numbers in this, so it's all sparkly lights and star cloths, but it fits perfectly. It's really good fun. You like hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like one of them at the end was really good.
Like the wigs?
Yeah.
Josh Marquette as hair design, also great work. So I bet you're wondering how many legs for Kinky Boots.
Well, Kinky Boots playing here at the Adelphi Theatre, and it's also about to go out on UK tour.
Yeah, it'll be a slightly different production with a new cast, and
So
hopefully we'll get to see that at some point.
But for this production, we are going to give 4 legs for this piece. Yeah, it's a good feel piece.
Good,
great
great.
feel piece.
Exactly.
Feel good piece.
Feel good, put it out. Go on, it'll be worth it in the end. Oh.
Good feel good piece.
Feel good piece, and I would say it's, like I say, it's a good family feel good show. Everyone came out tapping their feet, clapping, singing along with a song in their hearts. And you know what? For a Thursday night entertainment, which is where we are now, what more could you possibly want? Gotta give a big shout out to londonboxoffice.co.uk. Say thank you. Thank you to London Box Office UK for helping us with these tickets. Great place to get really good offers for seats for this show and many other shows throughout the West End, so check them out.
And they also have reviews as well by independents, so you can get good honest reviews just like us.
We're the Breaker Leggers.
And the Little Leggers.
Oh, and the Little Leggers.
And we'll catch you again soon.
Bye.